I want to start this video off with a disclaimer. I ask a lot of questions in this video, but I don't give a lot of answers. And that's because I don't have any of the answers at all. I kind of just wanted to talk through what I've been thinking lately. I like art, specifically music. I thought I listened to a lot of music in high school, but now in college, there isn't a waking hour I'm not listening to music. I don't know when this fascination really started. I used to not like music at all. I'd barely listen to it, only really when trying to get homework done. But then one day I kind of switched, and I've had people tell me that all they hear me talk about is music, and that they've never heard me talk about anything else, and I kind of get it. I do have a tendency to not shut up, but that doesn't detract from my love for music. And in my mind, the only conversation that I can unanimously see everywhere when it comes to music is art versus the artist. I think the conversation in my mind has always been Kanye. Everyone knows Kanye from Taylor Swift at the VMAs, George Bush doesn't care about black people, and in more recent news, getting kicked off Instagram, anti-Semitic Twitter rants, White Lives Matter shirt, Kanye's kind of off his rocker. But in the midst of the conversation, I wanted to stop and ask, is it okay to enjoy his art? I'm not here whether to argue his music is art or not. If a creator wants something to be art, then it is. And if they don't want it to be considered art, then hell, people will probably still view it that way. I don't think whether something is art or not detracts from its worth. I just think that something being labeled as art or not is kind of a stupid conversation. Hell, even if I consider it art, that doesn't mean I enjoy it. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out of my way to listen to all 579 versions of Ram Ranch. But hey, someone else will. And it may be art for them. But even if I do consider it art, the question still stands, is it okay to consume that art? I think the biggest divider in this issue of comedians tweeting racy things 12 years ago and Minecraft YouTubers being pedophiles is the consumption of art. Or consumption in general, I guess. Everything we do on a day-to-day basis is consumption. It's just like that. Capitalist society is like that. The food you eat, the car you drive, the gas you burn, the phone you use, the clothes you wear, it's all consumption. And I've heard the argument countless times, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, The phone that I'm recording this on was made by Chinese slaves and children in factories. But is that my fault? Is that I'm not here to argue that what I'm doing is ethical. It's not. It's not ethical for me to do, I guess, anything, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop using my phone. And, is it okay to consume art from an artist that you don't support, or that shouldn't be supported? Rex Orange County, Kanye, J.K. Rowling, is it my responsibility? But what if it's not accidental? I don't mean Alex Jones, I mean Chick-fil-A. I will say this in confidence, I am not homophobic, I am not transphobic. But I have consciously eaten more times than I can count at Chick-fil-A, and I am very aware of who owns the company and what they spend their money to support. There was a specific time I was in Washington, D.C. with my mom after a touring American University. In walking distance, there was a Chick-fil-A, and I wanted to go. And at first, my mom, who is a clinical social worker whose job is to research and try to help troubled kids from marginalized groups, understandably refused. I kept prying until she said that she would go, but not get anything. As we were walking there, she asked me, "Gavin, do you think supporting the abolishment of gay rights and funding anti-gay movements is worth a good chicken sandwich?" To which I responded, "Absolutely." Now, am I a terrible person? In the grand scheme of things? Probably. But I don't think it detracts from how often this conversation should be held, or whether people should talk about this part of the conversation. We talk about artists and their art. I hear it all the time. But with the amount of ways there are to support so many aspects of the world, is it okay to blame people directly? Should I be blamed for the things I consume, even if I voluntarily know? I mean, yes, I should be. If I'm buying a plastic water bottle every day from a school cafeteria, that is going to pollute the earth more than if I used a water bottle. I am actively deciding against that decision, something I am in control of. But at the same time, I don't really care. I mean, I could pull all these statistics out of my ass. China produces the world's share of pollution. Hell, if I could do anything to stop global warming, I would love to. It feels like the efforts of one person will never do anything until they actually do. I guess it's easy for me to say that, it would be easier if artists were disconnected from their art. I mean, if all consumption was disconnected from the creation of the consumption. I mean, I'm rambling on at this point. I mean, no. That's what makes art work. Art works because the creator. Art works because you can see who bleeds into the work. I don't know how much more I have to say on this topic, but I appreciate you watching to the end, and guess I'll see you next time or something. I'm hoping to make a video this winter when it snows, so see you then.